those heroes brave and bold? Where are the men who bled and died in foreign wars untold? The men who conquered all and stood for faith and love, the men who looked to guidance from the Father up above. Where are the men of England, the heroes brave and bold, the men who stood for faith and truth, whose honor wasn't sold? Men of England, when rape it so depraved, took the daughters of our nation, who forever they enslaved? What of the men of England that looked the other way? They took the country shilling, they never made their play. Where are the men of England, the heroes brave and bold, the men who stood for faith and truth, whose honor wasn't sold? And vice squad, they all seem quite amused, as at the hands of rape gangs our daughters were abused. The politicians blame the lads who stood up one and all, but most of all blame Tommy, who always took the fall. Where are the men of England, the heroes brave and bold, the men who stood for faith and truth, whose honor wasn't sold? For now we all must stand. The future of our children is still within your hand. The future not yet written for this green and pleasant land. The future of our children is still within your hand. The future not yet written for this green and pleasant land.
This morning, my friends, I asked a question. This morning. I said, where are the men of England? You're here! You're here! You're here!
Paul. You're muted, mate. Paul, you're muted.
There you go, mate. Well, I've got the urge to do a diddly-dee and a...
Mate, you need to do it. And I think the men of England are here, the men of Scotland are here, the men of Wales are here, the men of Northern Ireland, the men of the Republic of Ireland. All the men are here tonight, and all the ladies as well. You're very welcome. Paul, mate, you've been away. You've been on a journey. Tell us how Poland was.
Cold. Bloody freezing.
Okay, that's enough about Poland. Right, let's get on to the real stuff.
I've got to tell you a funny story. If the ladies that stopped me in Benidorm are watching this evening, how you doing? Lovely to meet you earlier on. It was funny, mate. My wife and I was out for a bit of lunch, and these two lovely ladies stopped us, and we got talking, and they were talking about the parade that was in Benidorm yesterday. Did you see that clip, Richard?
I saw it, mate. I saw it. Yeah. That had an orange parade written all over it. I think some of the Ulster loyalists might have had something to do with that parade, Paul. I have a funny feeling.
I've got to tell you, it was hilarious, right? And they were telling us that they were there at the parade yesterday, and all of a sudden, one bloke stepped out amongst the crowd and went, "You're all effing racist," and everyone just went off. Oh dear, what an idiot! Honestly,
it was lovely. I enjoyed that. Paul, there's actually you'll have missed. I broke a story this morning. Right now, this is breaking news. It's exclusive to this channel. There is actually, and I'm surprised Sarah didn't mention it when she was on your channel or you were on her channel or whatever earlier on. There's been a major split between the football lads and the veterans, right, and the pink ladies, and it's serious, and it's
really?
altered. Yeah. There was a migrant boat came across, right, and I don't know why this happened, right? There was a migrant boat came across earlier on in the week, and for some reason, the football lads and the veterans had no problem with it whatsoever. So the pink ladies, they've spat the dummy out. They want nothing to do with the football lads and the veterans. I'll play you the video and you see exactly what's happened here, Paul. It's flipping, it's worrying.
Yeah,
How's this? We are so close to the UK now. We're all so excited for our adventure. I really hope someone welcomes me into their home.
As you can see, several boats have now landed on our shores. Local men can be seen assisting some of the incoming Swedish migrants as they disembark.
Now this is an invasion I can fully get behind.
What made you come down here today?
Normally I'm against this kind of thing, but today I fully support integration.
I'm on my way. I'm
There
on
you
my
go,
way.
Paul. There you go, Paul.
Sorry,
I played
pink
that this
ladies.
morning.
I'm on my way.
I played that this morning. There's been a terrible split. The pink ladies are on one side, not wanting any of these Swedish migrants, and the football lads and the veterans, well, for some reason, they're all over the Swedish migrants.
We're all on board, as they say.
They're all on board. They're all on board. Now that just tickled. It's a little bit of light relief because we're always talking about serious stuff, but it's a little bit of fun. And yeah, so
I've got to tell you, Rich, I'm in a playful mood this evening, so you better watch out.
Well, I was just going to say, Mrs. Thorpe better be careful then.
I'm in a playful. Mrs. Thorpe's in bed, fast asleep.
That's why you're in a playful mood.
Yeah.
Now, listen, it's going to be one of those nights. We're going to have a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh and a giggle, but there's serious stuff going on. But we don't have to be serious all the time, Paul. Do you know what I mean? We can have a bit of
Well, if you don't, Richard, I think your head will explode. I mean, at the end of the
Oh,
day,
mate, listen. I mean, you know, my head explodes about 3 times a day doing this, mate. You know what I mean? You know, but yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But no. So what's been happening, Paul? Obviously, it's a little while since we did a live.
Well,
What's been going on?
they're coming.
hello.
Now we'll see how these Russians deal with a crack
Yeah.
SS division.
What's that, Paul?
Hands?
Have courage, my friend.
Yeah. Hans, I've just noticed something.
These commies.
What's going on? You've kicked
Dunno,
me
mate.
out. You'll play. Oh,
You said you're in a playful mood, so I thought I'd play about you.
bloody amateurs, honestly, mate. I tell you, honestly, they never work with children and Richards. Dear
Well,
Lord.
are you trying to say I'm a bit of a dick?
Oh, yeah, all my life, honestly. What have I been up to? Well, you know what I've been up to. I've been away. I've been freezing my nads off in Poland. Yeah, it was good. I mean, I tell you, I was impressed with Ant Middleton. What a nice guy.
Well, do you know what? Absolutely. I mean, I chatted to Ant the evening of the demo in London. I chatted to him since then as well about what he's doing in London, and I would love to see him as mayor of London, because I tell you what, if anyone's going to sort knife crime out,
Yeah.
no disrespect to Layla Cunningham, I'm sure she's a very good lawyer and all the rest of it. We've already got a mayor that's a Muslim lawyer. We don't need another lawyer in London. What we need is Ant Middleton with his military experience, and he would look at that in a completely different way. Because what he would look at is, okay, if I was doing a military operation, how would I clean up these streets? And he'd deploy the police accordingly. And I think, in terms of knife crime, it's interesting. And actually, this is where I know I'm going to get a lot of stick in the comments, but this is true. And we've got to tell the truth. There's no point in just coming out with propaganda. Knife crime, obviously in London, is really bad. And it's predominantly coming from one community. But overall, the figures for knife crime have been up and down, but fairly static. It's about the same now as it was in the early 2000s. It's not actually crazy high, if that makes any sense, but it still needs sorted out. And it needs, someone like.
Where'd you get them stats from, Richard? Because that's hard to believe.
I did some research on it, Paul. And if you go back, it kind of dropped around 2008, 2009. Then it sort of crawled back up again. It was at a height in 20. I think, again, I'm just going by memory. In 2000, it was around, and this isn't just London, this is the whole of the UK. It was around 240 or 250 knife murders a year, and it's around that again. But it's always between 150 and sort of 250. On a year. So what you do is you take the averages over a decade. So you go back to 2005, you go back to 2025, But yeah, it is. That's genuine. It's not. The problem is, Paul, we hear about it a lot more now. We hear about it a hell of a lot more. But obviously, one of the problems is that there are a lot of migrants that will stick a knife in you. I mean, there's no doubt about that, and that is part of the problem, as we've seen with when the high profile cases happen. It obviously shines a spotlight on what's happening. But I'm not a lefty. I'm just telling the truth. And if people don't like the truth, that's not my problem. You know what I mean?
Not that we got time, but I'd like to go into those stats a little bit deeper. And,
well, you can. I mean, by all means, do. You know, by all means, by all means, go into them. You can go and do the research yourself, Paul.
Yeah,
go and do the research, and you'll find out. But it's not.
What's next?
Okay, next, I think we need to talk about advance, Paul, because one of the things that is really, really annoying me at the minute, right, is the lack of motivation and movement on the part of people in our movement when it comes to advance. My position is this, Paul, right? We've taken a long time to get to where we are now, right? We had that meeting in Fleet Street last year. We started in 2017 saying we need a political voice for what we're doing, right? We tried UKIP in 2018. Didn't work because of, well, who knows who to believe, but my gut feeling is it was Farage that scuppered the whole thing in 2018.
Yeah.
We got behind reform. I got behind it very reluctantly before the last general election, totally against my better judgment, and I'll not do that again. But we got behind reform, and again, they've turned out to be just another Farage vanity project, in my opinion, right? So we did the pledge, and as you know, David Rhodes was very much, he was basically the guy that, encapsulated what we were saying, codified what we were saying in that meeting, and basically developed the pledge. David is now right at the heart of advance. Ben Habib started advance. So we now have all the tools in the box to do exactly what needs to be done. So we've got a political party that 100% is ideologically aligned with me, you, Tommy, and everybody else that says they love this country and our movement. So my question is this, right? And I'm going to play a video by Tommy in a minute. It's quite a long video. It's about 6 minutes long, but we'll do that after we've had a little backwards and forwards, me and you. But my question is this to all of those YouTubers that are our friends that we know. And I listen, Paul, if you were not promoting advance, I'd be getting to you as well. And saying, Jeff Taylor's, you and Jeff have been with the big YouTube channels. You and Jeff have been the ones who have really, really pushed Advance UK. Yeah. And Tommy. Yeah. But where's all the rest of them? Where's all the rest of the people that are in that room? Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, there's no other party. Like, with all the best will in the world, UKIP are not going to do this. As much as we like what Nick's doing, and it's great, it's very entertaining, him getting in amongst the lefties and all the rest of it, he ain't going to win the general election, right? Whereas the reality is, Paul, Advance could win the general election. I genuinely believe they could win the general election now. But what they need is, they need all those people in the vlogosphere that have got big voices, way bigger than mine and probably even bigger than yours, to get behind Advance and say, well, these guys have put the money where the mouth is. Ben took a massive risk when he invited Tommy to join the party, and Tommy took a risk when he joined the party.
So where's the support? Where's the support?
Where's the support? Exactly. Where's the support from the rest of the YouTubers? And I'm not going to name them. I've already named them on my channel already, but I'm not going to name them tonight. But everybody knows who they are because it's the ones that aren't saying anything about Advance. And my advice, and I said this to all the guys that were on this morning, I said, guys, what we need to do, we need to get in the comments of all those YouTubers that are not promoting Advance and say, why aren't you promoting Advance? Advance are going to do Advance, like I said when we did the live with Howard Cox, Advance are everything that reform should have been but wasn't. Right.
Exactly. Well, funny enough, Richard, that's exactly what I said this morning, and I said the same thing. But let me ask you a question. Why do you think they're not talking about Advance? I've got my view, and I'll tell you in a minute, but I'm asking you first.
It's the $50 million question. I'll tell you why I think, right, Paul? This is what I think. I think people are just, they're in the situation where they've been fooled by Farage once, they've been fooled by him twice. Well, they're going to be fooled by him again. I think a lot of people that have big voices in our movement think that they'll probably get shooed into a safe seat somewhere if they hold their nose and join themselves to reform. That's what I think, Paul. That's exactly what I think. And I think if that's the case, unfortunately for them, they are sorely mistaken. If they just want to have a parliamentary career, depends on what they want to do, Paul, right? If they want to have a parliamentary career, maybe Nigel will welcome them into the party. But they're not going to change the country. The only political movement in this country that is going to make change for the good of our country is Advance UK.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
I agree.
And Paul, I've been out in the streets in Northern Ireland. I was out there tonight. The people that I'm talking to tonight, every single person, we had about 100 people down at our demo tonight. The numbers are growing even. It's filthy weather over here. It's freezing cold, windy. And we had about 100 people out there tonight, and every single one of them is an Advance supporter. And a lot of them have joined Advance. Now, we've got about 600 members in Northern Ireland already. And we're not even organised as a party. That's just through me and a few other people talking about Advance on a regular basis. If all those YouTubers were talking about Advance, it wouldn't matter about the fact that Ben has been cancelled, which is absolutely despicable that he's been cancelled from GB News and Talk TV. Despicable, right? Because they're backing reform as well. So I honestly think I think it's vested interests. I think it's selfishness as opposed to actually standing for the country. And that's what I believe, Paul. And I don't care if people fall out with me over it. That's what I believe. What about you?
Well, I feel the same way. I mean, the only reason I'm not going to name anyone is because I'm too polite.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't. I've named
Well, fair enough. What I would do is I'd rather speak to them personally first and ask them the question. And I think that time is coming. I think that time's coming where we've got to start saying to these people, listen, guys, we're all supposed to be on the same side.
Yep. Tommy, you and Jeff Taylor have all put your necks on the line and said, we're getting behind Advance and we're back in Advance, right? And it's not really putting the necks on the line because the biggest man that's put his neck on the line is Ben Habib.
It's Ben, yeah.
But, look, Ben didn't have to go and stand on a platform and call Keir Starmer a you-know-what, right? He didn't have to do that. But he did it because the thing about, as we know, Paul, Ben is a man of the people. He might speak with a very nice public school accent, but we know Ben. And we know that he's one of us. If I didn't think Ben was one of us, and if I didn't know the people that were working behind the scenes in Advance, I wouldn't back them, Paul, because I've been bitten too many times. I've been bitten by UKIP twice. I've been bitten by For Britain, and this is the last chance saloon. But it's also the best chance that we've had in the past 10 years since I've been doing this, without a shadow of a doubt.
And the frustrating point, Richard, is I think so many of our viewers I mean, funny enough, I was watching a channel the other day. I won't mention which one, but it was one of the big channels. And all I could see in the chat was Advance, 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 Advance. And I'm thinking, come on.
Well, I've been encouraging people to do that. I'm encouraging my people to get in those channels, into the comments and start promoting Advance. Because sooner or later, what's going to happen is, Paul, I believe there is going to be a groundswell of people that are going to get involved in Advance. I think he's near 40,000 members already. He's basically, that's going to keep growing and growing. My philosophy is very simple, Paul. There's some very simple things that we can do to save our country. And no disrespect to anybody that's doing any other sort of activism, whatever it is. The main thing that is important is getting to the polling station or your postal ballot in on election day and making sure that you back a party that can save the country. Yeah. It's as simple as that. So everybody needs to register to vote. Everybody that can afford to needs to join Advance UK, and it's only 20 quid. Even at 20 quid, it's still cheap. What is it? It's a fish supper and a pint. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not exactly expensive. Join Advance UK, get active, start telling people about it, because we're never going to get media coverage. Or we've got to factor in, Paul, that we will never get media coverage ever. Yeah. That's what we've got to. That's what we've got to.
I think we will down the line, Richard. I think we will. When the electoral commission is sort of done and dusted, I think we will. But go on. No, carry on.
No. You're absolutely go on, Paul. Carry on. What you're saying.
No, I just think that at the end of the day, if people knew out there how much Benny's risking and the job that he's doing, He deserves everyone's support, and I just can't understand why there is a reluctance, it seems, on the part of some people to get behind Ben. But what I would say is this: is that people mustn't underestimate. Even let's just look at a worst case scenario for Advance for a moment. Let's say we had a general election in March next year. Well, we're not going to be ready to win an election in March, right? That's not going to happen. Let's say Reform won that election. Wouldn't it be nice to have 10, 12 Advance MPs in the House to keep Nigel Farage and his band of Tories in check, to make sure that they're doing what we want them to do? Just like Nigel Farage and Lee Anderson and Rupert Lowe and James McMurdoch, just like they've been disruptors in the House, then we can do the same. Because don't forget, if we did have an election next March, Richard and even myself could be MPs, could become MPs. But we need the support, and we need the support of all those YouTubers, everyone in social media that cares about our country, to help us get as much support as we possibly can. Richard, let me ask you: would you consider standing in Northern Ireland for
a lot of people are asking me to. A lot of people. I don't have any. I genuinely don't have any political ambition, because one, I know I've got a big gob, and it would only take one sentence from me, and I'd sink my electoral campaign, without a trace.
Yeah, but that's what I'm there for, Richard. I'm in the background to be your.
But you'd be standing as well, mate. So someone would have to be watching your gob as well. Do you know what I mean? No, look, I think we're getting to the stage. We're getting to the stage very soon where nobody cares what people say. I mean, the guy with the biggest gob in the country in Northern Ireland wasn't Stephen Nolan. It was Ian Paisley, and Ian Paisley got elected time after time after time. If people, one of the things that's lacking throughout the whole of the UK is the working class vote, right? Yeah. So basically, what we're going to try and do in Northern Ireland is mobilize the working class vote, both Protestant and Catholic, the totally disenfranchised people that nobody cares about, nobody's talking about, despised by everybody, treated like a piece of dirt on everybody's shoe. And, that's who we're going for, because that's who we are. That's who I am. That's me. That's my friends. We are absolutely ignored and despised by the media elites in Northern Ireland, by the political elites, by the establishment. And they're the people that, if we can get them out in numbers, Paul, will make a massive difference. It's a big ask, and we've got to appeal. We've got to appeal to everybody, though, Paul, as well. It's like Brexit. Yeah. The Brexit vote was won because the middle classes and the working classes joined together and says, "Do you know what? We're not having this anymore." And that's what we need to do. We need to reach that critical mass. But what we need to do in the meantime is build the ground game and get people motivated, get people out, get people canvassing. And I think very soon we'll have some policies, Paul. I think it's going to be pretty soon after Christmas. We'll have a full policy portfolio. And again,
it's being written right now. Yeah.
From what I can, again, I'm not giving anything away because I don't know anything for sure because nothing's agreed. But the vibe I'm getting just from chatting to people is that some of those policies are going to absolutely shake the whole thing up massively. People are going to be, the Liberals will be reaching for the smelling salts and the, and the sick bag and all the rest of it. And if, so I think there's a massive amount of potential here, Paul. I think there's more potential here than we've ever had. I'm going to play, it's about 6 minutes long, but I'm going to play this video that Tommy made, because I think it's really important that people understand where Tommy stands on this.
Just before you do, Richard, there's a couple of subs in there. Let's go through those.
Yeah.
We're streaming through Richard's channel this evening.
Yeah.
Hence the lack of professionalism, but there you go.
He's funny, isn't he? This is the man that mutes himself more time than Anyway, go on. Right, let's have a look. So, big up Danny Tomo. What about Danny Tomo going on the beaches of Normandy? Fair play.
Do you know what? Sometimes I'm lost for words, and I've been watching what Danny's been up to today. Listen, the man is putting his money where his mouth is.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
He's out on the beach in France, taking risks, tearing up engines and ruining rubber dinghies. He's been held by border farce in France.
Is it the Brits that got him, or the French?
Well, I think they both had a dabble, but this is the really funny thing.
Do you know what it is? Danny's a wee bit swarthy looking, so he's got a bit of a Syrian look about him. Then maybe he's mistook him for a refugee. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think so. I don't think they give many free phones or any topped up
cards,
right? But
he hasn't got the RNLI taxi picking him up, no.
I don't know if Danny's going to get to see this, but Danny, if you get to see this, mate, what you need to do is you need to find a comedy writer, because I tell you what they did to Danny today, you couldn't make it up, right? I mean, seriously, we got thousands of people streaming across the channel every month, and they pull Danny and his mate for ruining a rubber dinghy, and they're going over his car. 5 or 6 of them, 5 of them standing there having a cup of tea, the other one having a little look round his. And to be honest, they're a national embarrassment. They're an embarrassment.
It is border farce, isn't it? I mean, it really is. You know what I mean? I think this is. I'm going to play a little video here because I think this is what these guys are like.
They've got skulls on them. Have you noticed that our caps have actually got little pictures of skulls on them?
I don't...
Hans, are we the baddies?
Right, let's see.
I love that little clip. It's absolute gold. But yeah, Danny's doing a great job. But here's the thing, Paul. Like, it's great entertainment. It's good fun. But this is where I am going to pour a little bit of cold sick on it. It's not going to win the next election, right? So my focus, it's going to get very boring from here on in, right? Because my focus is simple as this. We've got to win the next election. You can have all the demos, all the stunts. You know, we can put 10 million people on the streets when we do the next demo, right? Means nothing if they don't get out and vote. So everybody has got to get laser focused, set their faces like flint. And I'm talking about everybody in the movement, everybody in the comments, and get behind Advance. We've got to be a one-issue movement now. And it's getting everybody to vote Advance at the next election. And if we get everybody that watches all these videos massively mobilized, we'll do it. But
I think Danny's point is, and I admire him for it. I think Danny's point is he's showing the nation, the men of the nation. I mean, what if 5,000 men went to Calais or and did what he's done? Because what I think the point he's proving is, Richard, is that if a couple of geezers can go to Calais and stop people from crossing the channel, why can't the sovereign government do it?
I don't disagree with that, Paul, but you know yourself as well as I do. We've had stunts like that before, and it's great. I mean, UKIP did it last year. Nick Tinconi was out there. Those lads from Raise the Flags have done it as well on a different operation. So people have done this before, right? And I'm not dishing him. I think it's great. But my point's very simple. I don't care about activism. I don't care about demos. I don't care about any of that. I care about winning the next election. Now, I'll go to every demo I can go to. I'll be at demos. I'll between now and the next election, I'll do at least 100 demos. Because I do one every week, and sometimes I do 2 a week, right? Yeah. I'll do hundreds of videos. I'll do everything that I can do within my power to get people motivated to do what needs to be done. But my point is, we need to be laser focused, right, on getting Ben into number 10. It's as simple as that. And getting Tommy into a seat as well. Get Tommy elected somewhere. Get Tommy a safe seat. Get him elected. Can you imagine the pandemonium there'd be in Parliament?
Well, exactly. I mean, everyone watching now, if you're a Tommy fan, join Advance this evening, because
absolutely,
the bigger Advance become, the bigger they get, the bigger we get, the bigger chance there is of someone like Tommy being able to find a seat, standing there and winning the goddamn thing. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the House?
Can you imagine Advance winning the next election, right? And Stephen Yaxley Lennon getting the briefcase for the Home Office handed over. Well, it won't be Banana Mahmood because she'll be the Prime Minister. But Wes Streeting handing the suitcase from the for the Home Office to Tommy. I mean, this is what we can do. This is the potential we've got here, Paul. We have the potential to do this. I mean, Tommy's stock is rising. Basically, all the tools are in the box. And if we squander this opportunity, it'll be on every single one of us, right? And I'm going to make sure that if it is squandered, it's not going to be squandered by me. I know it's not going to be squandered by you or Tommy or Jeff Taylor, because which tells you who isn't on side, right? But anyway, let's have a look what Tommy had to say about Advance.
A few things clear. I want to let people know why I joined, but also to make it clear, it's not my party, okay? I'm not running it. I don't want to be involved in party politics, if I'm honest. I'm just a member amongst tens of thousands of others. Why did I join? I joined because of everything I saw with Ben Habib. Everything he says is exactly what this country needs. He stands for the United Kingdom, for British values, for British people, and he won't bend the knee to the establishment. He knows what a border is, and he knows what freedom means, and he knows what a woman is. And I joined because I know several other people at the heart of Advance UK. People who have helped and supported me for years behind the scenes are in the heart and the inner circle of Advance UK. I wholeheartedly trust them. I don't trust many people, I trust them. So I'll ask you now, okay? Please sign up for Advance UK. You can do so at the link I'm putting here. We all need, as a movement, I've been saying it for years, we need a political home, a political voice for our movement. Of course, in the last election, we end up with Labour and a cabinet full of clowns. Everyone knows they're not for the working people. They're lining their own pockets and destroying our country faster than Karl Marx could have ever imagined. People have had enough. Look at what's happening now. Look at the revolution that's brewing across Britain. Even look at Raise the Flags campaign. Labour are finished. Keir Starmer is finished. They know it. They've lost a big chunk of the Muslim vote in the last election because they weren't marching often enough for Hamas. And they'll lose many more as people join Hezbollah, Corbyn's new Islamophilia party. And that's why the Labour Party wants 16-year-olds to be able to vote. It's going to backfire on them. The youth always rebel. Young people are smarter than Labour think. And as for reform, I've got to go there. Well, they were the only option for the last election, but they aren't who people think they are. Reform tells us Britain can take more immigrants. Net zero is their immigration policy. Net zero was their immigration policy, okay? That meant last year 500,000 British people left. They could, and their policy was to take 500,000.
And do you remember, Paul? Do you remember whenever we were talking about that last year? And I'm not going to have a dig at the person that was saying it wasn't. That was their policy, and I kept calling them out on it. Do you remember with reform?
Hezbollah, I've got to laugh. Hezbollah.
Well, they're in trouble. I mean, Hezbollah. Half of Hezbollah fell out with him. One of the Muslim MPs is saying they're not friendly enough to Muslims.
Yeah,
so
I know.
The Hezbollah party's in pandemonium. The Labour Party's in meltdown. You've got Ed Davey dressing as a pirate and doing whatever he does on the water slides, and then that weird pervy looking hypnotist from the Green Party and his Islamist sidekick. I mean, it's an open goal. It's an open goal. Do you know what I mean? But let's keep going on with Tommy.
Immigrants in from where? Afghanistan, Somalia, Iraq, Iran, who knows where? They tell us we can't deport people entering the country illegally.
We're talking about hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants are in Britain at the moment. Do you support deporting all of those people?
It's impossible to do. Literally impossible to do. For us.
Is it impossible to do, Paul?
Of course it's not.
Exactly.
Of course it's not.
And
we're British, nothing is impossible.
Exactly. And the other thing is, Paul, they managed to lock the country down for goodness knows how long during COVID. Are you telling me they can't lock a few areas down and get rid of all the wrong uns?
Exactly. And here's another thing, Richard. What about a can-do attitude from a politician? Can do.
Yeah.
That's what the army have. The army, our armed services, can do.
Well, I want to ask everybody watching this, Paul, everybody watching this, look at that face and ask yourself, is that the man that you want to be Prime Minister in 3 years' time? Or is it Ben Habib? Just look at Nigel Farage and say, do you want him in Downing Street saying, I can't do anything about the migrants. Can't do anything about them.
Well, at the moment, it's a political impossibility.
But is it your ambition?
No. So it's pointless even going there.
Or did he change his position on that? Flip-flop Farage keeps changing his position. It's hard to keep up. They tell us we can't alienate Muslims because of the growing Muslim demographic. By 2050, they'll be superior to us. That's not objective, Nigel. Just stand up and be proud of Britain and stand up for British values. That's what we need to do.
We have a Muslim population in Britain growing by about 75% every 10 years. Right? That's just where we are. If we politically alienate the whole of Islam, we will lose.
We need to prevent the Islamic demographic getting to that point. They also say, Nigel's words, there'll be more left-wing than the Tories by the next general election. They're okay with trans women, men, in women's prisons. And they're okay with digital ID. And that really is the end of our freedom.
What do you feel about ID cards, digital ID cards? Is that something that Reform UK would support?
Well, look, I personally don't have a problem with an ID card. You know, I don't see what the issue is. We can all be tracked now if somebody wants to track us.
And we're all discarded as that lot. That's what annoys me. Our entire...
Paul, what do you think about that one? That we're that lot?
Or that lot, I mean, well, it's an old one now, isn't it? I mean, but that just reveals how they feel about us. And watching Nigel Farage, I don't want to turn this into a Farage bashing hour, but, you know, watching Nigel's face there and his actions and listening to his words, it's very clear. I mean, if he's like that before he's Prime Minister and he needs our support, what's he going to be like when he's got the job?
Exactly. And remember, Paul, it's not just Nigel. It's Zia Youssef.
Exactly. Anyone sticking with reform out there right now, open your eyes, please. Don't listen to me, listen to your leader.
Listen to the leader, and not just him, Richard Tice. I mean, so the deputy leader, Tice is the deputy leader, right? Isn't he? He's got some office in it. Yeah. Tice is the So the deputy leader of a British political party lives in an Arab country, in a Muslim country. In a Muslim country that actually is involved in all sorts of stuff in Sudan at the minute.
Mind you, to be fair, Richard, it's probably safer than living in London.
Well, it's not the point, though, Paul. Like you know, people can live where they want, but if you're in the leadership of a British political party, to me, it would probably be a good idea if you wanted to understand what's going on in the country to live in the country, not live in Dubai.
If I had any hope of standing, you know, the next generation, I'd have to come home.
You'd have to come home because you have to canvass and all that. You know,
of course,
you'd have to canvass. So anyway,
movement, that lot. We don't want anything to do with that lot.
Tommy Robinson, people have been protesting in his name. What do you make of Tommy Robinson? Is he a good guy in your eyes?
No, all of that lot, we have nothing to do with them.
Even the protesters who have got banners up saying two-tier care, you agree with them on the policing and justice?
We agree with ourselves. I'm not aligning ourselves with Tommy Robinson's lot in any shape or form.
And we're
not aligning ourselves with that lot, Tommy Robinson's lot. Do you know what? Bugger off.
Yeah, exactly, Paul, exactly.
Bugger off.
And this leaves a big question to be asked of all the YouTubers that are not backing Advance UK.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Tommy's back. Listen to this. There's a lot of effort went into making this film. Tommy's backing Advance UK. You're backing them. Jeff's backing them. I'm backing. There's loads of other people backing them. So if you're a YouTuber, and this is the challenge to all the YouTubers, not going to embarrass people by naming them. I've already done that. But if you're not backing him, why are you backing Ben? What's the reason? That's what we answers on a postcard.
We've all watched with interest as Zia Youssef comes and goes at Reform. On some days, he appears to be running the whole show. And then he's busy lighting fires that no one else seems to know what to do about. The whole thing is a mess. But finally now, and it's needed because otherwise Reform won't budge on their policies, there is now an alternative to all other parties. That is Advance UK, led by Ben Habib. It's the only party that stands unconditionally for free speech. It's the only party that is proud of our Christian traditions, culture and values. It stands for the British people. Strong borders, no two-tier justice. And if we want better government, we're going to have to vote for it. There were nearly 20 million people in the last general election who could have voted but didn't vote. That's twice as many people as voted for Labour, didn't vote. So that's what we need to, as a cultural movement and as a political movement, reach out to the non-voters, the working class, the forgotten, the neglected people. So two things from me. If you're not registered to vote, please get registered. There's a link below to the government website. It's pretty simple. And please, once again, join Advance UK and join Ben Habib. It's just a tenner. It's the only political option.
Obviously, it's 20 quid now, but I mean, it's like, you know, it's 2 pints instead of 1 pint.
Back in the fags.
Back in the fags. Back in the fags. A pasty supper and 2 pints of Guinness.
The only hope. We need to galvanise. We need to electrify. We've got 3 years to the next election. We need to electrify the working class, electrify the British forgotten people, the neglected people. Let's give them a home. They have a political home. They have a home in the United Kingdom, and now they have a political home with Advance UK. Make sure you join.
Well, you know, I think
there you go. There you go.
I think, yeah. I mean, there's nothing clearer than that message, Paul. That message is like 100% on the money.
Yeah.
And you know, and here's Kenny saying, I'm championing a bit for an Advance UK event in Scotland again, because we're talking to people in the leadership and Paul's on the college. We can be talking about that. We can feed that in the system. This is the beauty of Advance, where
things
we've got access.
Kenny, things are going to happen in Scotland.
Things are happening. Things are happening everywhere. Things are happening everywhere. Ben said he wants to come to Northern Ireland. He'll be doing Scotland. I mean, he'll definitely be doing Scotland because, well, that's the other thing, Paul. The SNP are losing candidates to Farage's party, to Reform. Like, I'm not being funny.
You couldn't make it up, could you? You couldn't make it up.
And Ben was telling me that they actually approached the deputy leader of the Alba party, which was Alex Salmond's extreme Scottish nationalist party that left the SNP because the SNP weren't extreme enough for them, right? So,
if Reform was to win the next general election, the makeup of their backbenches would. Can you imagine what it would look like? Can you even imagine what it would look like? Now, for everyone out there tonight, it's always nice to bring a bit of positivity. I look at it like this, Richard, right? I was talking about this to Sarah earlier on. If you can imagine a massive jigsaw of the United Kingdom, and there are 59 million pieces, 58 million pieces in that jigsaw. Every single piece that we put on that jigsaw turns to Advance. Yeah. So people out there are going, what can I do? What can I do? How can I get involved? The Advance website, you can get your leaflets, you can get your literature, you can get your promotional material. That's all doable right now. If you can't afford that, or you haven't got the time, or you haven't got the energy, or whatever, speak to your neighbours, knock on your next neighbour's doors, mention Advance to your family, your friends, etc. I know we keep saying this, but what Richard said earlier on, I think was probably the best idea of the evening on all, and I mean every single one of our colleagues, our friends, our like-minded fellow YouTubers getting their comments. Support Advance. Why aren't you supporting Advance? Let these people know what you want. Otherwise, I've got to ask the question, and this is a tough one, Richard, but it has to be said. Why are they doing what they're doing?
Well, it's got to be because they think Reform's going to win the next election and they want to curry favour.
So if they're going to do that, then come out and say so.
Yep.
Let's hear it. Are you backing Nigel Farage?
I mean, they play that. Oh, I'm just an impartial commentator card, but it's a load of BS.
I'm not impartial, Richard.
I'm not, and neither are they. Listen, we're all partial. Let's just get rid of the veneer that we're not left or right. We're just. What are we? The BBC pretending to be the BBC that pretend to be impartial and aren't. Come on, you know, nail your colours to the mast.
Job. That is not our job to be impartial.
It's not exactly. It's not my job to be impartial. It's my job to push an agenda, and my agenda is an agenda that will save the country. And I know, if you don't take my word for it, you've watched that video that Tommy said exactly what I've been saying. Register to vote. Join Advance UK. It's not rocket science, not difficult. And if you've got a voice at all, start promoting Advance UK. And here's another thing that can do, Paul, as well. Not everybody has got the ability to go out and knock a door, right? Some people will have, some people won't, right? But the ground game now is on the internet. You get on your social media platforms. You get on Twitter. You get on Blue Sky. You get on Instagram, you get on Facebook, you get on YouTube, whatever it is, and you promote and promote and promote and push Advance UK, and so that even if it wasn't true, it has the appearance that Advance UK is the only show in town, you know, and that's the way to do it.
And Richard, I go back to my jigsaw because I know that people feel that sometimes they can't get involved enough, but every single person that does the smallest of job is another piece of that jigsaw, and we slowly turn that map Advance UK, and it can be done. And I tell you what, Richard, we've got the team. We have the team. We've just got to bring the players off the bench to come on the pitch and help us win the game.
Absolutely. And Kenny, thanks for that comment. And thanks for the super chat
thanks,
there, mate.
Kenny.
But Jackie Lee, thanks for the super chat. I've got a massive gob. I'll stand in Norfolk, West London. Tell me how. I'd love to do my bit. That's what we've got to. That's why we need to be talking to you, Jackie. If you're a member of Advance
website, Jackie,
go to the Advance website. If you're not a member, the first thing to do, if you want to stand as a candidate, go and join the party first. Once local branches form, which they will be very, very soon, even if you haven't got a branch in your area, what I would suggest is that people start networking with other people that have joined Advance in their local areas. That's what we're doing over here in Northern Ireland. We're building a ground game and a network. Paul, that's very unprofessional, your feedback you're getting there, mate. I might not have you on again, you know what I mean?
What's that? What
there was a whole lot of fuzzy stuff coming through your mic, mate. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what that is.
You can't get the staff. It's just unbelievable. But no, yes, it would be great to see. It'd be great to see Tommy in the house, and it'd be great to see Paul in the House of Parliament as well. I would love to see a whole lot of people, that lot, going in, marching into Parliament, taking up the seats opposite the Gaza gang, the Hezbollah, the Lib Dems. I mean, they would. Do you know what? It would be a very, very interesting first sitting of Parliament.
Yeah, Richard, I've got an idea. I've got a question for everyone watching. So I don't know how many people's watching, but I've got a question for everyone.
Got 2,000.
Okay. So here's a question for you. Would you pay 20 quid? Would you pay 20 quid to see Richard, myself, Tommy, and a few others in the house standing against all those? Would you pay 20 quid to do that? If you would, join Advance tonight. If you haven't done so already, give us a chance to have a chance.
Absolutely. And that's all it is. I mean, 20 quid. Here's the thing, Paul. You know, how much does it cost? It's not even seeing us it's seeing the actual fireworks that will take place in Parliament, because there will be
there'll be some fireworks. Don't worry about that.
There'll be some fireworks. It'd be like Guy Fawkes night, except I'm telling you, see if we all walked into Parliament, it would be like when Oliver Cromwell went in and cleared the place out. They wouldn't know what to do.
Richard, can you imagine us lot with parliamentary privilege?
Mate. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I can imagine some of the stuff we'd be saying, Paul, but, you know, yeah. I mean, well, this is the whole thing. But it would be, our country needs, despite whether it's me in Parliament or Paul's in Parliament, our country needs Advance running the country. That's what we need. And that's worth paying 20 quid for. The question could be framed another way, Paul. Would you pay 20 quid to save your country?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Because don't get me wrong, it would be comedy gold, me, you, Tommy, and all of that lot walking into Parliament, and a whole lot of Labour MPs walking out and hopefully walking into a prison van for the treason that they've committed, along with the Tory party. And here's the thing, Paul. Advance is basically, we're over 2,000 now that watching. Just keep sharing this, guys. That's fantastic for a Friday night. Just think about this, Paul. It's not just the Labour Party who are traitors. What about the Boris wave? What about Nadine? What about Nadine Dorris? Right?
Richard, it's a very, very, very long list.
It is a very long list. And Farage is on it as well. So we can do this. I know we can do it, Paul. It will be the biggest political upset. It'll be way bigger than Brexit, way bigger than Trump. But I'm telling you, if we all get our game face on, we can do this, Paul. We can actually turn over the tables without a shadow of doubt. Who provides the dinghies in the first place? Well, that's a very good question. And if we had an answer to that, maybe we could get Danny Tomo to go to source and puncture more than a dinghy. You know
I'll tell you what I will say, Richard. Watching that video from Danny earlier on. Now I've got a bit of experience with ribs, rigid inflatable boats. So I've had a couple myself. I know quite a bit about ribs. I know quite a bit about ribs, and I've got to tell you, that material that Danny was handling, mate, I wouldn't want to cross the local pond with a dinghy made out of that material. It is appalling. The quality of it is just about as low as it gets. Terrible. Shocking.
Well, I mean, look, they're taking their lives in their hands when they're coming across there,
Absolutely
but they're not invited, so it's not really our problem, Paul. Do you know what I mean? I'm not overly concerned about capsizes. Okay, they said Dunkirk was impossible. Exactly, Ivan. Exactly, and that's exactly what we're asking. In fact, we're not asking for a Dunkirk. We're not asking for a Normandy beach landing. We're not asking for anybody to put their lives at risk. We're asking you to join a political party, support the political party, canvass for the political party, and vote for the political party. In fact, we're not even asking that. Register to vote, join the party, and vote for Advance. That's all we're asking. We're not wanting anyone to. We're not asking 19-year-old kids to storm the beaches of Normandy, or even 18, 19-year-old kids to go to the streets of Belfast in Northern Ireland. We're not asking for anything like that. We're just asking people to vote for a political party that's going to save the country. It's not rocket science. And believe you me, the policies that will come, I think, Paul, will absolutely, once those policies
the policies are going to turn a lot of tables.
100%. You better get in early. How safe is Nigel's seat? I don't think it's that safe. I don't think Clacton is a safe seat, especially for an absentee landlord that's been there how many times since he's been MP, Paul?
I will make a prediction here. Nigel Farage will lose his seat at the next general election.
I think you're right.
And the reason I think he'll lose his seat is because the people of Clacton are pissed off. His seat is not so. It's a good question, Richard. I don't know the answer to this. If he lost his seat, can he be PM?
No, of course not. Absolutely not.
There's no way around it.
You have to be an MP. You have to be. So if he loses his seat, and Tice loses his seat, and Zia Youssef gets elected, you could have Zia Youssef as Prime Minister. That's what you're going to get with reform. You could have Zia Youssef as Prime Minister. That'd be good, wouldn't it? I'm sure everybody would love that. So you go from Banana Mahmood to Zia Youssef.
Oh, you're a boy, Richard. I think we better keep that parliamentary privilege away from you.
You better listen. I do it without parliamentary privilege, Paul. You know what I mean? But okay, well, enough of Banana Mahmood. So, how safe is Nigel's seat? I don't think his seat's that safe, Laurie. So thanks for that.
I think it's in big danger, Laurie.
I think so. Here's Yvonne. Thanks for this, Yvonne. Ricky was promoting.
Richard, sorry, Richard. Sorry. Just going back to Laurie's comment. I tell you what, Laurie, this is the arrogance of the man. Right?
Yeah.
This is the arrogance of the man. Nigel Farage thinks he can dip his toe back in the Clacton 6 or 8 weeks before a general election, and everyone will come running.
Yep.
That shows the arrogance of the man.
I absolutely agree, Paul, 100%. Yvonne, Ricky was promoting. No, Ricky's great. Sorry, I missed Ricky out. Ricky has been promoting advances, and there's others as well. There are others that have been promoting advance. But what I'm on about, there's a few. I'm going to use my parliamentary privilege before the end of the show and just name the wrong ones that aren't promoting advance.
Rollins is the wrong expression.
Well, it's up to you, Paul. I'm exercising my free speech, mate. I'm exercising my free speech. You know what I mean? But no, good on Ricky.
Going to make the better politician out of us too, Richard. You're straight in there, all guns blazing. I'm a little bit more subtle, so
I'll be Trump. You can be Joe Biden.
That's it. Yeah. No. No, I'll be JD Vance.
Oh, you can be JD. That's fair enough. You can be JD. You never know. 3 years time, mate. You might be Sleepy Joe, Paul. You know what I mean?
Oh, mate. last couple of days I felt more like JD's pants. I don't know about.
By all accounts, you smell like JD's pants as well, but that's another story. But
I don't know why I bother sometimes, honestly.
No, neither do I. Right, George. Okay, tell them how to register to vote. They just don't know. Right, you go on to the. We had it on Tommy's video there. Let me just get it up on Google here and drop. In fact, no, I'll do it later. I don't want to interrupt the flow. But basically, you go onto the website and you just register to vote. It's as simple as that. Google how to register to vote. I'm sure the AI will tell you. But
I'm loving the next one, Richard. I'm loving the next one.
Oh, George, thanks for that, by the way, mate. But yeah, we'll put something on at the end. We'll do a video. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a video on how to join Advance UK, how to register to vote, how to sign the pledge, and how to order a Burger King at the drive-through. So I'll do that after I've done this video. Richard, I drove 4 hours today and couldn't find any Swedish migrants anywhere at the channel. Your breakfast show was lying.
Fake news. I'm
reliably informed that was an absolute accurate video, and that.
Can you play it again, Richard? Can you play it again?
Just to see. Yeah, hold on. I think I binned it out the thing. Let me just see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Hang on. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can get it in there. Where are we?
To steal your jobs, benefits, and houses. We are so close to the UK now. We're all so excited for our adventure. I really hope someone welcomes me into their home.
As you can see, several boats have now landed on our shores. Local men can be seen assisting some of the incoming Swedish migrants as they disembark.
Now this is an invasion I can fully get behind.
What made you come down here today?
Normally I'm against this kind of thing, but today I fully support integration.
Yeah, it's at the Home Office. Yeah. I can take 3, 4. Yeah, no, I can do that as well. 4, 5. I've got room for 5.
No comments. No, I mean it looks legit to me. It looks our boss. It looks totally legit to me. So you must have just been in the wrong area. I think they're actually coming in at Dover, those White Cliffs and stuff. So get down to Dover, mate. Just take like an SUV, a 12-seater or something like that. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Take a 12-seater. Okay, Claire. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is good. Please join the UK Freedom Movement and Pledge Facebook pages. Let's get the numbers up. Sign the pledge at thepledge.org.uk. Absolutely. The pledge is still really important. And I'll tell you why. Yes, I am backing Advance UK 100%. And Ben signed the pledge. And that's one of the reasons I'm backing it. And he publicly signed it. Now, I know other politicians have signed it as well, but they haven't done it publicly. In fact, some politicians that signed it were very derogatory about it, after they signed it. So Ben's backed the pledge. The ideology behind Advance UK is from the pledge. That's where it's coming from. So the reality is, if you've signed the pledge, really you should be a member of Advance UK. So if you signed it, don't be a cheapskate. Get your 20 quid out and join. But yeah, thanks for that one, Claire. Really appreciate it.
Before we go, Richard, I want to talk about a bit of irony. Don't let me forget.
Yeah, okay, we can do that. Kick Plaid Cymru and Labour out of Wales. We don't want independence for Wales. We will die without England. Richard Paul, thoughts on consequences of independence for Wales and Scotland? Disastrous, absolute, Cal. It would be a complete catastrophe, as would Irish unification. It could lead to all sorts of civil unrest, riots. It would be a disaster. The UK, I'm proud. You see, I'm a proud Englishman. Right, I love England. England are playing. Well, actually, I don't watch England play football anymore since they took the knee. I can't be doing with it. But I used to watch England religiously. Proud of my English heritage. Proud of my English lineage. But when it comes to, if anybody asks me what I am British, and I'm proud of the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom, the union of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, is a union that built the world. It literally built democracy around the world. It spread Christianity around the world. It spread a good legal system around the world. It spread fair play and fair business practices around the world. The global economy is like it is because of the United Kingdom, right? Now it's been corrupted and it's been subverted by all sorts of crony capitalism and big corporations. But global trade, Britain was the first country to actually build an empire purely on trade and not on violence. So this nonsense that the British Empire was a bad thing, the British Empire was the best thing that ever happened to the world. Simple as that. And
Cal,
the UK.
my answer to that is a little bit more nostalgic. Cal, if we go back to the trenches when our boys were standing in the trenches with their bayonets fixed, Englishmen, Irishmen, Scotsmen, Welshmen, together we won that battle, and together we'll win this one.
Absolutely.
Independently, we've got a big battle in our hands. Like Richard, I am a very, very, very proud Englishman, but I'm a Brit. And that includes our Welsh, Northern Irish and Scottish brothers and sisters. God bless the Union.
Absolutely. And when I was serving in Northern Ireland, I served with Ulstermen, I served with Irishmen who were born in the Republic of Ireland, I served with Scotsmen, I served with Englishmen, I served with Welshmen. And that was just in my regiment. So, and my regiment was a predominantly Yorkshire regiment. So that's what the British Army was made of. It was made up of people from every corner of the United Kingdom, and actually even every corner of the Commonwealth as well. So
if you was in a Yorkshire regiment, Richard, I guess your biggest problem really was translation. Was that a problem for you?
No. Listen, I mean, I can still sing "Elpley More" by Tat as good as an ex-Yorkshireman, so it wasn't too bad, mate. It wasn't too bad. But now Barnsley was a different kettle of fish. If you ever met anyone from Barnsley, they definitely.
I've got friends from Barnsley. I've got friends from all over Yorkshire.
You need subtitles, the nose cock. Subtitles, cock. The worrying thing was when the first time somebody said "all right, cock," I got very, very worried. I didn't really know what they were talking about, but you get used to it after a while, you know what I mean? But and if you're not from Yorkshire, you won't get that joke at all. It'll be way over the top of your head. But there's anyway, where are we going with this? Right, next one. Richard would love you on advance. Would love you on our Advance UK Supporters Action X Space every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Especially your campaigning experience. Already asked Paul. Yeah, we'll get that organised. Me and Paul will come on. Just get reminders about it. I'm not been like saying I'm very busy when I'm not, but I'm very busy. I know Paul's very busy, but 100% we'll jump on that. Just remind us about it. Send us whatever links we need, and we'll dive on there. No problem whatsoever. No problem whatsoever. Okay, and thanks for the super chat there, Wolf. Right, here's Kenny. Every time I do a post on Facebook, I put a hashtag for Advance UK, the pledge, and Unite the Kingdom.
Well
Paul,
done. Yeah.
Isn't that what we need, Paul?
Yeah, exactly.
What you're doing there, Kenny, is
that's
exactly
another piece of that jigsaw put in.
It's a massive piece of it. Getting active on social media makes a massive, massive difference. 100%. Well done. British Rebel Media, $4.99. Thanks so much for that. That's very, very well appreciated. Richard the Imam. I keep thinking that's me whenever I see Richard the Imam.
You've got to stop writing to yourself, Richard. Your spelling's getting appalling.
I know, mate. I know. Well, I'm not going to say there was a certain person in the movement used to call me Richard Imam for many, many years, but I'm not going to say who that was. But we'll leave that one. If anyone's been in the movement a long time, they'll know who that was. Richard's Breakfast Show, the new morning glory after Mike Graham sacking. Get in there, Richard the Imam. That's probably someone that actually likes me. So there's probably
that would be a job for you, wouldn't it?
What, doing Mike Graham slot, mate? I'd last about 2 minutes. Can you imagine me on mainstream media? As soon as I played the Swedish tourist video, that'd be me banned straight away.
And the Men of England.
The Men of England. That's it. Let's do it. Let's get some talks going with Rebecca Brooks from Talk TV.
Now, see, my moderator Ian here, look, he's known me for years, bless him, right? He's a good Geordie boy, and he knows how to get in touch with me. Look, put him up there. Look.
There we go.
This is how I converse with my northern friends. They just send me a text.
You got to get used to the Geordie lingo. You know what I mean? You got to talk like that. Hey, Bonnie lad. And somebody was asking later on. I might do the Better Call Afsal accent later on. if everyone's behaving themselves. But we'll see how it goes.
No, what accent?
The Better Call Afsol accent. It's the Kashmiri Birmingham accent, Paul.
Are you good
But
at
you
that,
might not
eh?
want to be on the show when I do that, Paul.
No,
You know
I'll
what I mean?
probably just give me heads up, Richard. I'll just end me stream before we go. Remember, I am on the college of football.
Oh, only for, listen. That'll not last long. You'll not be on the college for long, Paul. Not hanging about with me, mate. Not if you're hanging about with me. Oh dear, goodness. Okay. I just text Paul Seeds for him to understand. George plus the Dragon. I believe in fighting for and with. I agree with that as well. You can't beat a good tear up with the Irish. That's for sure. You know? At least they don't stab you. You know what I mean? But very good. Okay, and JJub 8769-I4R became a YouTube member. I'm not sure if that's me or you, Paul, but that's great. Really, really appreciated. So
thank you.
I tell you what, there's some really good comments in there, and it's encouraging because obviously what we're pushing is a big ask, and it's not a big ask, but it's a lot of people haven't been members of political parties, and the amount of people that are joining a political party for the first time as a result of what you're doing, Paul, and what I'm doing, what other people are doing, is phenomenal. And that's what we need. We need to get people that have never been engaged in politics. And do you know what we need? We need social media experts. We need people that can make videos. We need people that can do stuff in front of the camera. I would like to see another 100 people doing what we're doing, Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I would very much, and I've often encouraged people to set up their own channels, and like I said, I go back to that jigsaw, Richard. In fact, I might even put one up on my wall that we can keep plugging away at.
That's a really good idea. So every time we get a branch set up somewhere, you put a little advance. We put an advance. Do you know the way we always make that Freudian slip of saying reform instead of advance?
Yeah,
Do you know who did it the other day on my live?
Go on. Ben. Yeah.
Oh, it made me feel good because me and you have done it loads by mistake.
He's a human being.
Exactly. He's
a human being.
But again, the way he spoke about what was happening was absolutely, was absolutely phenomenal. And the vision he gave for Northern Ireland was absolutely,
Richard, can we talk a little about irony for a minute?
Yeah, let's talk about irony.
Now,
you've been busted to talk about irony.
Well, the irony of what's happening down in Crowborough. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I haven't.
Well, they're about to have 600 migrants dropped on their doorstep. They're going to be staying at a disused army barracks or whatever it is. And Rachel Millward, who is a deputy leader of the Green Party, has long preached the gospel of open ports. I'm just reading this bit. Once boasting she would hang the flags of all nations to show that refugees are welcome in the UK. Well, now she's got 600 migrants just about to move in. She's written a letter of complaint.
You really couldn't make that up, Paul, could you? You couldn't make it up.
When she says that migrants and refugees are welcome here, what she means is they're welcome somewhere else.
Well, that seems to be the case, doesn't it?
It's not on her patch.
Right? And you know what excuse she's plucked out of the cupboard? She's saying she doesn't think it's fair that migrants have to live in those appalling circumstances that they would live in a military camp. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, right.
That's the excuse. So it's all right for.
You mean the ones that our armed forces used to?
Yeah, the ones that I used to live in. Yeah. The ones that I used to live in, Paul. And believe you me, we survived. None of us died of the accommodation. That's not what normally kills soldiers. It's not the accommodation when they're at peace. So the hypocrisy of it, and I mean the Green Party, Paul. They have gone, and all these Islamists are now joining the Green Party.
Yeah. Well, you know why, didn't you? Because what they've got there, Richard, it's a very clever move. Because what they have there, they've already made. They have a ready-made, perceived, friendly political party.
Yeah,
that's what they've got there. They're buying into a political party that is perceived as being harmless.
Yep. Yep. No, that seems to make sense, Paul. That seems to make sense.
And, so it's a very clever move. Spudzone's got a good point there. He says, we need people out at football grounds giving out advanced leaflets. That's where the big numbers are. It's not a bad idea, to be fair.
That's a very good idea. That is a really, really good idea because, if you're just standing at the gate of a football ground, and you could have a football themed leaflet. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be anything other than that, does it? So you could, I think that would work. That would definitely work. 100%.
Tasha says Ben is nice, Nick is streetwise. Ben is streetwise as well. I wouldn't say he's as streetwise as Nick, but he has plenty of people around him that are streetwise. I mean, you don't get any more streetwise than, say, Tommy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, there's plenty of streetwise people, that have Ben's back, and you don't need, we've got thousands of streetwise people. What we've got in Ben is an intellect and a brain that is on fire and has only one cause, and it's basically saving the UK. Will we get membership cards for Advance? I'm not sure about that one, Ivan. If we can remember that, Paul, we'll try and feed that into the system, mate. Yeah.
English Rosie's got a good one there. She's saying Advance needs a PR person, but not much to promote until they get their policies out. And that is a brilliant point. The policies are being written as we speak.
The policies will be out very, very soon. And believe you me, I've had a sneak preview. Well, I haven't had a sneak preview, but I've got an idea what the policies will be, and I think they're going to be absolutely fantastic. Advance, not reform. Remember, I know that's it. Don't join reform. Join Advance UK. And if you're a member of reform, burn your card if you get a membership card and join Advance UK. Because and listen to all our friends in reform. The water's very warm in Advance. In fact, it's a lot warmer in Advance than it is in reform for sure. But again, thanks for that, Mouse Charger. We will definitely keep saying Advance and not reform. Okay. Oh yes, George. I meant we should bring Republic of Ireland too. They're our brothers and sisters. We will defend them. I'm not a fighter, but I'm a voter. No, I get that, George. That's no problem. Listen, 100%. I would love to see some sort of a cooperation between the Republic of Ireland and the United Kingdom. I'd love to see, and this is what Ben wants. Ben wants the Republic of Ireland out of the European Union and joined in a customs union with the UK. And I think that would be a great thing. I think that'd be an absolute great way of doing it. And again, at the moment, it seems absolutely impossible because of the history and the politics, but nothing's impossible. Like you said earlier, Paul, nothing's impossible. And again, thanks for the super there, George.
Good shout there from Marianne. Nick Buckley has signed up to Advance, and he promotes Advance.
Oh, Nick does. No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not, like the ones that are talking about it. I haven't mentioned them. I'm not having a go at them because obviously, if they're talking about it, they're exactly on. There's loads of people talking about Advance, but there's some real big operators that aren't, and they need to. And that's my point. And if they fall out, I don't really care, to be honest with you. Richard, I've never been a member of a party till I joined Advance at age 60. I'm from your neck of the woods in the northeast of England. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And that's, that's what we need all over the country. That's what we need from all over the country. And I think there'll be a very strong turnout in the northeast because, people in Middlesbrough, they've had the grooming gangs up there. People in Newcastle have had grooming gangs. Sunderland is a very, very strong patriotic city. The biggest, I think they had the biggest vote for Brexit. So, yeah, we've got a... I mean, remember, Paul, do you remember the night of the Brexit vote? I mean, I stayed up all night for the Brexit vote. And when it happened, like, nobody could believe that that people had actually voted for it. And I said to my missus, I says, we're only meant to blow the bloody doors off. You know what I mean? That's why I said as soon as that happened. Now, Michael Gove copied that a few months later, but that was the truth. That was exactly what we said. And, it was an amazing thing and it was a massive victory. And I called it. I said to the guys I worked with at the time, I said, look, tell you what's going to happen. I said, Trump's going to win the presidency and we're going to get Brexit. I also said England were going to win the Euros, but, 2 out of 3 weren't bad. You know, that was just me being optimistic
I
instead
was
of being
going to
realistic.
say you were taking the piss then, weren't you?
I was.
mean, come on.
England winning anything. Come on, football. England winning anything. Never going to happen. But I'm not a Yorkshireman, but I lived on or near Barnsley for about 20 years. You see, you got that, Cock. You got that. Anybody in Barnsley that says, all right, Cock, it's just a term of endearment. But obviously, anywhere else in the country, you're going to get...
Well, it could be worse. You could be from Stoke and call everyone Duck.
Exactly. Well, I don't know. I don't know which is...
You've got a cock and a duck and a love and...
Yeah, exactly. And then you come to Belfast and it's all about the crack, you know, which means something totally different in inner city London, you know.
Yeah.
So. Oh, brilliant. But no, I mean, this is the whole thing. The thing is, Paul, we can do this and we can have fun while we're talking about serious issues all the time. We can do it. We can have fun while we're talking about these serious issues. We don't have to do it with a straight face all the time.
Looking forward to Christmas Day, Richard.
It's going to be good, mate. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. My family's disowned me anyway, so it's fine. I can be with you all day on Christmas Day, mate. Do you know what I mean? So, pin top 3 priorities of Advance UK in the comments. Steps to achieve. Watch support flood in. That's a good call. That's a good call. Top 3 priorities. Well, again, I can't speak for the party, but I would say immigration's got to be one. The economy. And I think definitely the energy policy. Energy is far too expensive in the UK. Immigration is a massive, massive problem, and the economy. They're the 3 things that are really problematic for the UK. And I know that Advance will have policy promises that will sort those 3 priorities out without a shadow of a doubt. What do you think, Paul? What's your top 3 priorities?
Immigration. Sorry, my mind's gone blank. The economy, immigration, the economy, and our health system for me.
Health system, yeah. I mean, the thing is, if you fix the immigration problem, and then you fix the energy problem. So, in other words, you have cheap energy, you have an abundant supply of labour and of housing. Then you're going to be in a situation where the NHS, if you've got plenty of money coming in, tax receipts, the NHS will be okay. It needs reformed, obviously. It needs a lot of reforming. But if you get the economy right, you get the energy right, you get the immigration right, then we're going to be well on the way to having a beautiful, prosperous, country that people are going to come flooding back to. And also, free speech is a massive one as well, even though it's not mentioned there. I think free speech, to me, is absolutely huge. And yeah. Okay.
But these things like free speech, Richard, shouldn't even be on the table. That should just be a given. It's a given.
It's absolutely despicable. I mean,
it should be an absolute given.
Paul, and we've been fighting the free speech thing since 2016. I set up the UK freedom movement in 2018 to campaign because I knew it was coming down the road with the internet harms legislation. I was speaking to an advisor of a guy in the House of Lords about the internet harms legislation in 2018 or 2019, and he just looked at me blankly. Didn't know anything about it. And that was Nadine Dorris, and Hope Not Hate formed that legislation. It is absolutely scandalous that woman is in the Reform Party, and it says everything you need to know about reform. She was intimately involved with that legislation. She's still proud of it. If Reform get power, they ain't getting rid of it, Paul, because they can use it to silence their critics the same way the Labour Party have. Absolutely disgusting.
I am listening, Richard. I'm going through the chat, reading people's comments, but I'm listening with one ear and watching with the other.
Yeah, Ben Habib is the only politician I've ever cared for. Yam, that's fantastic. And again, thanks for the super chat on that, Yam. I think we're all the same. I don't know about you, Paul, but I've got a genuine fondness for Ben. I think he's a nice guy. He's genuine, and almost without being patronising, I've almost got you want to protect Ben from the baddies. Do you know what I mean? You want to keep him safe from all those wrong uns out there that are going to try and undermine him and destroy what he's trying to do.
What I like about Ben, he's a very, very clever, very well educated man. He's a great businessman, but he's big enough to know when to call someone else in for advice. And I like that in people. He has no ego.
I agree.
He has no ego whatsoever, and he's quite happy to, you know, give people like you and I as much time as he would give anyone else. And I really admire that in him. But as I said, I mean, look, there was a question came through for Ben on my stream last night that he wasn't sure of the answer. And he said, you know what? That one's above my pay grade. I'd have to consult on that one.
That's right. I saw
know?
that.
And that's the right answer.
It was a question about autism. And that's something that I've got a friend of mine, very good friend of mine. He's got 2 children who are profoundly autistic. He needs a lot more support than he's getting. And it's not about money. It's about getting the support properly organized. And you know, Paul, one in 28 kids is now classed as autistic, is now diagnosed with autism in the UK. 1 in 28. And that's a massive voter base potentially for Ben, which is nothing to do with immigration. It's nothing to do with anything controversial. It's something that should be very, very, you know, if people can get their head around actually working out what can be done. If you think about the people that are autistic that are hugely successful, Elon Musk says he's autistic. You know, a lot of really talented musicians are autistic. There's a lot of very, very clever people who are autistic. And it's a tragedy that these kids are not getting the care that they need and not getting the help that they need.
Absolutely.
And it's something I will be pushing that with what limited influence I have with Advance, because to me, we need to not just be going after getting the baddies out the country, but we need to be basically looking after the vulnerable people in our country. I don't want to have a state that, yes, does great at getting immigration under control, is great for business, but basically throws vulnerable people under the bus. We still need to have a health system and a welfare
100%.
state.
Richard, in fact, do you know what? Do you know what? If there was an advanced UK government, and I'm not, you know, this, I'm just
saying, will be when there is.
When. And, you know, look, if I was given a choice of, you know, what role would you be interested in? Where it actually wouldn't be immigration or migration. It will be to do with health.
Yeah.
And the treatment of the vulnerable, and especially our kids. I want to see how people looked after, Richard. I want to see those that are less fortunate. I'm not necessarily talking about financial now. I'm talking about people that are unwell, people that have got nowhere to live, people that need hospital treatment, their kids aren't looked after properly. That's where I'd actually like to focus rather on the migration. I'll let you get on with that.
Well, the two are linked though, Paul, because if you've got a lot of migrants coming into the country, they're taking up healthcare. You know, they're getting bussed into private dental practices. It's been paid for by the NHS. It's all coming out of the same pot. And, you know, as much as anybody can dispute it, it's a fact. It's an absolute fact that migration is absolutely destroying the UK economy. It's absolutely destroying services. It's absolutely destroying the education system. So the sooner migration's got under control, the better it's going to be for housing, for welfare, for looking after the genuinely vulnerable people. I don't think Asif or Abdul coming from Afghanistan and Pakistan are particularly vulnerable. You know what I mean? Even though they make lovely curry, you know, they're not vulnerable people. They're people that basically taking the mick out of our system, and then, you know, to boot, getting involved in a whole lot of abuse of our young girls, and that is a fact. That is a statistical fact.
Here's a note. Lisa White says we need to get Connor Tomlinson on side. Reform has ghosted him.
Paul, wait, tell you. Do you know what? I was going to bring that up. That is a really, really important thing.
Great shout.
It's a great shout. I want to get in touch with him because I want to talk to him about some stuff. He's done a lot of research on groups like the Muslim Brotherhood. I want to talk to him. I'd love to get him on my show and chat to him about what he knows and ask him the important questions, because it is really important that we have an idea of what's happening with Islamism. I don't believe that Islamism is even a thing. I believe it should just be called fundamentalist Islam, which is the position that Ben holds as well. But this needs to be got a grip of, because it is very, very serious. And Connor is all over this. He knows his stuff. So if Reform have thrown Connor under the bus, you know, Advance should be making advances to him. That's all I'm going to say, because he would be a massive asset, and he's very.
Well, I would say it's the other way around. I would say that Connor should be making advances to.
Look, I mean, both ways. It doesn't really matter which way it happens, Paul. As long as he comes, it doesn't matter. If you see a talent you always have the football analogy. If you're a football scout and you see a talent, you're going to go for that talent. You're not just going to sit there and say, "Oh,
but you'd also want to play for the biggest club, up and coming club in the country, right?
Well, of course, absolutely right. Both are the same thing. The superstar team wants the superstars. It's as simple as that.
I just got a text from Ben. He said that Richard's on the transfer list. You hold on. Free transfer.
Do you know what, Paul? I'm going to tell you something, Paul. Do you know what I am, mate? I'm going to tell you something. I am the Paul Scholes of Advance UK, right? I am the underrated utility player. I can do everything in the midfield. I can tackle. I can break someone's legs if I have to, but I can also score a goal at the other end. I'm the Paul Scholes of Advance UK, mate.
I was going to say Carlton Palmer.
Well, you could have been worse. You could have said Vinny. You could have said Vinny Jones, couldn't you?
Well, as long as it's not Gary Neville.
Well, yeah, you better believe it. Or Gary Lineker. Or Gary Lineker. I'll be Gary Neville. You can be Gary Lineker, Paul.
Talking about that, there's something that come up in my mind.
Sorry, let's just do this.
Yeah, go on, mate. Go on.
Julie's her coach sent you a video earlier today on his WhatsApp. Did you get it?
Julie sent to my WhatsApp. I'll have to have a look, Julie. I've probably got about 800 messages that I haven't seen, but I'll have a look.
Oh, here's one, Paul. Sorry, what were you going to say there, Paul? Before we
here's a weird question for you. I've always sung the national anthem with pride, right? But right now, it'd be hard to some degree. God save the king.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, the thing is, we probably need to sing it more now than ever because he does need God to save him. I'm not saying that in a flippant way.
Our king?
He is our king. He is our king. I mean, I don't like him. I think he's one of them lot because they call us them lot. He's one of the other lot. He's one of the globalists. He's very Islamophilic. He loves Islam. I think God needs to save him. I think he needs God to save him. So, I would sing it.
Sorry, Julie, are you talking about the Spanish number? Because I only checked that. In fact, no, that's not working. So I won't have received that, Julie. Sorry. No, I won't have received that.
Right. Okay. So, Stevie S, thanks for that. I love that. I love that logo of the little Scottish girl with the knife and the machete. Absolutely proud. And do you know what? Here's the thing about that wee girl with the knife and machete. The reason she had the knife and the machete and was holding it that migrant because she was flipping terrified of him. Let's get it right. Wasn't because she was like some sort of psycho girl. She was terrified of that guy and what he was going to do to her. And that's all I'm going to say.
And what struck me was a young girl at that age felt the need to have to carry around such objects with her in the first place.
Paul, absolutely. Well, here's one for you, Paul. Laurie U8G, £2 super chat. Thoughts on Joey Barton?
This is going to be a terrible admission, but I haven't really been following it too closely. I've been away this week, obviously. What's the latest with him, Richard?
Okay. So basically, what's happened with Joey? He again, obviously, he's been found guilty.
Yeah, I know that.
Whatever hate crime it is, right? It was something to do with some very, very average football pundit, some even more average TV celebrity, and I think there was 3 people that he was basically just having a bit of banter, like we would, Paul. I mean, just really pushing the boundaries.
I do know it, but the story's gone out of my head.
So basically, he just made a few cheeky comments about those people. Nothing threatening, nothing outrageous. He was just taking the mick out of them. Do you know what I mean? And of course, them being the litigious lefty scumbags that they are, they decided to sue him, dragged him into court, or reported to the police. The police dragged him into court. He's been found guilty and he's getting sentenced, I think, sometime in December. And now he is withdrawn from public life. he's not going to be doing any more social media, which I hope he comes back after the sentencing. I hope after the sentencing he says, look, do you know what? I'm going to be a little bit more. In fact, no, just do what you do, Joey. Because you know what, Joey? Have you ever listened to Joey's show?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah,
he's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, look, Richard. At the end of the day,
he's a bit coarse, but like, so what? It's his thing.
Yeah,
that's the way he talks.
If you don't like what someone,
don't listen.
Don't listen.
Yeah, and look at the abuse that I've had and you've had, Paul. We never run around and say, I'm going to flip and, get the police to come down and kick your door in.
Well, they wouldn't do anything anyway. Richard,
no, they wouldn't do anything anyway. But we got thicker skin than that, and we just say whatever.
Listen,
say what you want.
Richard, we've had people threaten to kill us, and the police.
Yeah. And that's just my wife. So I mean,
No, that was my wife.
Oh yeah. But it's when that's why I'm doing all these knife defenses. It's just if I'm in the kitchen and the wife's there, I'm getting nervous. Do you know what I mean? It's like, hide the cutlery drawer. But no, I mean the truth of the matter is that Joey Barton should never have gone to court. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. Should never have gone to court. Been found guilty and potentially facing prison for making comments on his show, which 90% of the population think is brilliant. He's a Scouser. What do you expect from him? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can say that because I was born in Liverpool. So, but it's wrong. It's wrong. And I've always liked Joey Barton. I mean, he's always been a character. He's always been a tough player. He's from a tough family, and I just think it's disgusting. And he's going to be a loss to the. He wasn't particularly in our movement. He was kind of middle of the road, wasn't he? He wasn't fully on board with everything that we believe. He was just, but he was all right. And I think it's sad. I think it's very, very sad.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is deemed as vulnerable in 2025, 26? That's a very good question. Well, my thoughts are people that do have genuine health complaints, genuine disabilities, that really have problems, that need help from our society. It's a cruel society that doesn't look after the vulnerable, right? But at the same time, if somebody isn't vulnerable and they're taking the mick, I mean, DLA car, if you break your fingernail, you can get a DLA car at the minute. So should they clamp down on DLA cars? Yeah. If people are getting them for nothing, of course they should. What do you think, Paul?
Oh, what is deemed as vulnerable? It's a great question, isn't it? Really, and it's to be able to answer that in a short sentence is impossible. But I mean, that's for professionals to decide. I would imagine. I mean, the definition of vulnerable is therefore in the word vulnerable. What are you vulnerable from?
Exactly.
That's the thing. Vulnerability is sometimes in the eye of the beholder. Vulnerability could be paranoia, which in itself could be a vulnerability. Yeah. So it's a very complicated and complex subject that you could spend a whole show on. Maybe we should someday. But, for me, vulnerable, when you mention the word vulnerable, you think of women that have been subjected to physical or mental abuse from their partners. Sometimes it could be a man. That's a vulnerability. Mental health is a vulnerability.
Do you know what, Paul? I think this is where until very recently, probably the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, I never really had any serious mental health issues, but I had a real problem a few years ago, and it really affected me. And whether you call it a breakdown or whatever you call it, and I kind of hid it from the movement and from everybody else, but it was genuine, again, I'm not going to go into it, but since then I have never looked at people and gone, oh well, that's a weak person or whatever, and so there are things that can hit you. And before I became a Christian, I had the symptoms of PTSD, and my wife used to have to middle of the night calm me down because of stuff that happened in Northern Ireland during the Troubles. And that was a real thing. It wasn't something that that was made up. I don't know if are you still there, Paul? Can you still hear me?
I'm still here, mate. I don't know what's going on.
There's a far better looking picture of you appeared on the screen, Paul. So
For the second time this week, my camera's just decided to pack up. I don't know what that's all about, but
You're gonna have to stop buying these cheap cameras at $3,000.
no, I know,
Paul,
mate.
you know
I
what mean?
know. It's ridiculous, isn't it, Richard? But you know, look, the viewers have just gone up now because my face is off camera. So
Yeah, we're actually over 3,000 now, Paul. We're on 1,800. We're up to 3,000. I think we should do this more often. Okay, next. You came back there. You flickered back in there, Paul. You're back, mate.
Who needs enemies? Who needs enemies when you got friends like Richard? Eh?
What do you mean, friend? What?
He's not even funny, is he? Come on, well, Richard. What are we gonna listen, Chris? Come on, let's talk Christmas Day. Hold on a minute.
Christmas.
Let's talk Christmas Day.
Well,
one second. Hold on a minute. Hold on, because I've got. I'm halfway there.
While he's doing that, George plus Dragon, I Sing Jerusalem, brilliant, bloody brilliant, and so moving. It is. It's great, and every single demo we do, we always try and sing Jerusalem. We get Ricky to sing Jerusalem. And again, thanks for the super there, George. Yams, physical catalogue of media, £5. Thanks for that, Yam. When Advance win, change our national anthem officially to Jerusalem. Well, it depends if we get a good king, but by the looks of it, we're not going to get a good king, so that could be a good call, Jan. What do you think, Paul? Change the national anthem to Jerusalem?
Do you know what? I would always have said no, but now I would say yes.
I think I'm of the same mindset as well, Paul. To be honest with you.
See, I've got my Christmas lights already,
mate. They're not Christmas lights; they're just flashing lights. Where's the different colours? There's only two colours there, mate. It's red and white. It's not even flashing now. That's not a Christmas tree.
It's got a mind of its own.
It's not even a Christmas tree, mate. I mean, are you going to have a proper Christmas tree, or are you going to have something?
I'm going to put Wes Streeting pictures on the top of the.
That's not going to be a Christmas tree. We don't want a fairy on the top of the Christmas tree.
Oh dear, what are you like? What are you like?
Chuck Berry, £2 super chat. Thanks very much for that. Very much appreciated. Sheila, do you know what? We are all a family, Sheila. 100%. Do you know? In all seriousness, I'm going to get a little bit soft in my old age, but I find that people that follow me, it's probably the same. I probably blagged all my followers off you, Paul. You know what I mean? Been a bloodsucker and all that, but basically, all the people that follow me and support me on a regular basis, you get to know them.
Yeah,
Sheila's in the chat every single day. We do the church service thing on a Sunday night. She's at it. I was going to say religiously, but I suppose that's the right thing to say. And there's loads of people like that, and it's the same. See, on a Friday night, we've got a little family on a Friday night that gather in my hometown, right? Like, we're outside a migrant hotel, but nobody gives two hoots about the migrants. We're all just down there. Tonight we had bacon butties, we had soup, we had tea. We normally have tea and coffee, and there's just a good atmosphere.
Richard, do you think that you've been protesting outside a migrant hotel for the last 12 months? It's the bloody Salvation Army. That's where you've been.
Actually, believe it or not, Paul, the Salvation Army is just round the corner.
Is it? That's probably where
surveillance.
Richard, if you got to start smart, you got to start dressing up a little bit better, mate. That's why they keep giving you soup.
Do you know what? There could be something in that, Paul. A lot of people are taking pity on me. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, don't sit down on bonfire night. They'll end up using you as a guy. Let's start stuffing leaves down your trousers.
When I was a kid, it used to be a penny for the guy, and we get the trampiest, scraggly little kid, put him in the wheelbarrow, roll him round, and then he jump. If they didn't give him a penny, he'd jump out on and scare the life out of them. So, but it's not a penny for the guy anymore, Paul. It's a ton for the guy now. You know what I mean? It's a ton for the guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Christmas Day, Richard, do you have any special requests on Christmas Day? We got to think of. I'll tell you what we got to do. We got a few Christmas specials that we're going to play throughout the day.
Yep.
And we're not just going to play them. We're going to be on screen while they're playing, and we'll stop and have a little laugh and a joke and a comment.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people have written to me saying how much they're looking forward to it, and they would have been on their own, and now they're looking forward to Christmas.
I know my wife's written to you saying, for goodness sake, keep him on the channel all day. My daughter's probably done the same, and my grandkids. So probably from my family, you've got 3 letters, definitely 3 letters there, Paul.
100%, mate, 100%. But I'm looking forward to it. But we've got to think of some bits and bobs, some take part where people can take part.
I think, I mean, we've got to have, you know, I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, Little Donkey. And in fact, you know what you could do, Paul? See, for Little Donkey, you know, there's little Spanish donkeys you can get, right?
Yeah.
You could actually be Joseph, right? And then we need the donkey. And then, in fact, we'll just stop there. We'll just stop there altogether. But it's going to be great. It's going to be really, really good.
It's going to be good. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be tiring.
Yep.
And we'll decide what time we're going to have dinner. I'll get me beans on toast out of the microwave, and we're up and running.
Paul, have you told your family that you're not going to be with them on Christmas Day?
Well, actually, I haven't. But my wife broke it to me. We went out the other night. My wife broke it to me. She said to me, "Oh, you're doing the live all day, Christmas Day." I went, "Yeah." She went, "Okay."
And that was she was happy with that?
Look, bless her. She's a good girl.
I think the worrying thing is my wife's really happy with me doing the live all day on Christmas Day. That's what's really
I've got to admit, my daughter weren't too impressed.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, Dad, it's Christmas Day." I said, "Listen, darling, don't worry. I'll still be there, but we're going to share this year. I'm going to be, you know," and I've told the audience I'll be up and down, in and out like a fiddler's elbow, you know. And yeah, we've got 1 or 2 little surprises planned for the day, but I plan to start at 10 a.m., which is a bit later than I wanted to be honest with you. A lot of people will be up early on Christmas Day, but if I don't operate before then, mate, I've got to have 2 cups of coffee. Otherwise, I'm.
Oh, absolutely! You've got to get the cup. Well, do you know what? I'll do the morning show then, Paul. I'll do the morning bit of it.
What time do you want to go? What time do you want to start then?
Oh, it'll have to be 7 o'clock.
You want to get on at 7?
7 o'clock, mate. 7 o'clock in the morning.
Blimey.
Well, you're going to do it. You're going to do it right. I mean, you want to be with your people at Christmas. You've got to do it from the beginning. So we've got to open our stockings together, mate. Do you know what it'd be like? It'd be like Morecambe and Wise. Do you know the Morecambe and Wise Christmas special? Where they're both in the double bed together, right? And they both got the Santa hats on, and they open the stocking. That's what me and you could do, Paul. I'll fly over for it, actually. And it'll be, we'll have our night shirts on, and we'll be in bed together, and we'll open our stockings together, Paul.
No, Richard, I am not sharing a bed with you. The chances of that happening are absolutely zero.
Paul, I wasn't talking about anything weird there. I'm just talking about, you know, just like you would in a comedy, you know.
Yeah, you might start getting a bit lonely halfway through the night. Just so you know, Richard, I'm not interested in anything.
No. Well, that's not what Danny said.
Yeah, well, Danny's a liar.
He just spent 3 days in Poland with you, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he knows. I've told him I'm the straightest geezer in the world, and he said.
He said Vlad said something totally different. That's all he said to me.
Oh dear, what are you like? We've been waffling on for 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Well, the people are still watching, Paul. So I mean, listen, I've got nothing better to do. So
looking at a trip to my jazz, I can't pronounce that.
For the donkey.
For the donkey. Yeah.
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 Where's my jazz, mate?
I don't know. I've heard of it, but I don't know.
Paul, have you ever been to Guadalest?
No.
Oh, mate, have you never been to Guadalest? It's near you. It's near Benidorm. Right. Honestly, Google Guadalest, right?
Oh, hold on a minute. Is that the waterfalls?
It's like a big sort of castle thing on a hill. Like I went there in 1979, right? And I remember there was like this donkey ride thing up the hill that the kids went on. It was brilliant. Absolutely superb. I went there in 1979 when I was 25. No, it's good. Go, Paul. Go to Guadalest. It's near. It's like a castle, like churchy type thing. It's all white. It's absolutely beautiful.
How do you spell it?
I don't know. I was only 9. I couldn't even spell my name then.
Guadalest. That's G-U.
Let me.
I've got it. I've got it. Do you know my phone is listening to me. Guadalest. Yeah, it's in Valencia. Yeah, I can see. It looks very nice, Richard.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And there was a little restaurant down the hill from Guadalest because my granddad, he was an ex-cop, and they used to go and stay in Spain over the winter. And there was this little restaurant, and they did the nicest rabbit stew with garlic and almonds. Absolutely beautiful, mate. I don't think it'll still be there now because that was in 1979.
Can I just read you this? It says El Castle de Guadalest is a Valencian town and a municipality located in the mountain areas of Comarca or Marina Baixa in the province of Alicante, Spain. Guadalest is an area of 16 kilometres, and according to the 2002 census, a total population of only 199 inhabitants who have never been the same since a visit in 1979 from a man from Middlesbrough.
Stop talking about my dad like that because I was only a little boy. Yeah, Guadalest is great. And if you can find that restaurant, right, it's probably, I'm sure.
I'll ask if I remember you. I'll ask if I remember you, Richard.
Well, I'm sure there will, Paul.
Yeah.
Most people do, you know. Right, let's have a look at this.
I'm going to bed in a minute, mate. It's 11:45 here.
Oh, Paul, come on, man up. Put your big boy pants on. We'd love to see Paul elected, but thought college members couldn't stand. That's a good point, Paul. How are you going to get around that one?
You never say never, do you? There's ways around all sorts. And I'm not saying that Ben would ask me to or want me to. I'm just saying, if it's a big
Nick,
if.
Listen, Paul will be fired from the college well before the election. Don't worry about that. I'll take care of that. If he keeps going on my channel, he's no chance of being in the college till after Christmas.
Like I said, who needs enemies, eh?
Exactly. Right.
Thank you, Nick, by the way. Thank you so much. He'd love to see me being elected. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would as well because I wouldn't have to do these shows with him anymore, would I? If he gets elected, he'll not be knocking about with the likes of me. But then again, if I get elected, we could do, it'd be kind of like Gordon Brown and Tony Blair.
Mate, honestly, that's the one thing. If any of us got elected, we'd all be exactly the same as we are now. That's the thing.
Yams wanting Christmas specials, £2 super chat from Yams. Christmas specials, Likely Lads, George and Mildred. Well, obviously I'm George. Mildred, are you coming to the show?
The Likely Lads. That's a good one, the Likely Lads.
The Likely Lads was great, I was watching the Likely Lads the other week. It's, you get these channels, just these random channels on Sky or on Virgin,
yeah.
And it's just like all the comedies from the old days, and they're absolutely brilliant. 8.5.
It's all I watch. Richard, I'll be honest with you, mate. As far as TV is concerned, I live in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, me too. 70s and 80s, mate. But it's like there's nothing made in the last 10 years that's worth watching. And even some of the films that are coming out, just dreadful.
Yeah.
John Lewis. Yeah, get the John Lewis Christmas ad on. That's actually pretty good, that John Lewis Christmas ad.
Yeah.
As is now, what's the one with the big friendly giant? Which one's that, Paul? Is that Aldi's? Oh, because you don't have it because you're in Spain, aren't you? But you still get Sky and all that, don't you? So I
never watch any of those channels.
No, I try to avoid them as much as I can, But oh dear, I thought. Do you know what? I just had a heart attack there, Paul. I scrolled the wrong way with the super chats, and I thought we had another 20 super chats there to go through.
I think for me the best Christmas advert, I like the one with the First World War truce.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a John Lewis one, I think, wasn't it? I think that was a John Lewis one.
I think it probably was. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I mean, no, Christmas ads used to be great. Do you know what? I used to love the flake adverts. Do you remember the flake adverts, Paul? See, when I was a kid, the one with the gypsy caravan. That was my favorite. What was your favorite flake advert?
I'll be honest with you, I can't actually remember them, Richard. I'm a lot younger than you, so.
Well, that was my favorite anyway, the one with the gypsy. But there you go. Well, listen, guys, that's been when we're starting talking about adverts, it's time to go, right? So thank everybody that joined in, everybody that chipped in and basically put comments in. Massively appreciated.
By the way, thank you so much for the supers tonight, by the way.
Oh,
guys.
absolutely
I'm
superb.
500 quid down on that bloody Poland trip.
Yeah, listen, Paul, I'll tell you what, mate. Here's the thing, right? See if you guys want to see some patriotism. Come to Belfast on the 12th of July. You will never see patriotism like it. And it's not Polish patriotism. No disrespect to the Poles, but I don't give two hoots about Poland. I care about the United Kingdom. And you come to Belfast on the 12th of July and you will see the most patriotic people you find anywhere in the United Kingdom and possibly in the world. And it will be an experience to remember. And I'm telling you, the bands, the Lambeg drums, the bonfires the night before, just an amazing festival of British patriotism. And I would recommend everybody come to Belfast, 12th of July next year, and you'll be made to be very, very welcome.
Let's read this comment out here from M. Dell, 1716. My son is autistic and has ADHD, and there is no support at all.
Absolutely. And this is something, Paul, where I think Advance could really, really win the hearts of the people. Because if you saw, my mate is, I mean, there's a guy I do martial arts training with, right? He's a tough guy. And, you know, him and his wife are good, really solid, good people, right? And what the lack of support they're getting with two children who are lovely kids but have real problems is absolutely scandalous. And something needs to be done about it, in my opinion. I think it needs to be something that we go, yes, this is a policy that we can do, not to to be populist or to get rid of migrants or whatever, but to actually help families that are really suffering massively. And it's so
there's a lot of people in the chat, Richard, saying about people being disabled, being hard done by, and autism help in Wales is a 7-year waiting time. And you know what? When Ben spoke about tough love last night, for some people, I think people took that wrong. And I'll tell you what my view on this is, that any cheats out there that are cheating the system, they're not just cheating the nation, they're cheating the people that really need the help.
Oh, I totally agree. I totally agree. And I mean, I think one of the issues is, right, that when you start obviously cracking down on the wrong uns, innocent people get caught in that. So that's where you need to be you need to have compassionate people cracking down on the wrong uns, right? Because what you don't want is people that are good people getting caught in the dragnet from people that are taking the mick, So,
Look at this one. Sorry, Richard. Look at this one. I mean, this pisses me off. Look, Big Sue says paid $3,000 for an autism test for my granddaughter, as the wait was 2 years on the NHS.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Nobody should be having to pay for that. And it's just when you see a family that's actually, do you know what? My friend is not the only in Wales. ADHD and autism help is a 7-year waiting time. Now think about that. That's so by the time you get the child help, say for instance, the child gets diagnosed when they're 8, the child's in its mid-teens before it gets any help.
Well, look, Richard, all I can say is this, right? I don't want to go back to migration again, but what are they spending a day now on the legal migration?
Not just migration, giving money to the Chagos Islands that they didn't need to give, giving money to Ukraine to fight a war that needs to stop.
How much is this government wasting and giving away every single sodding day of our lives when people like this need help?
Look at what they're paying in green subsidies. Look at how much energy is costing. If that energy was half the price, which it should be, at least half the price. And do you know what I was thinking, Paul? I mean, this is just a pie in the sky thing. It's nothing to do with energy policy that's been formulated. But if we were pulling lots of oil and gas out of the North Sea, right? Instead of taxing the oil and gas companies massively, get them to give us as much oil and gas as we need to fuel our nation and to keep it running, And then you've got a completely limitless supply of, and then they can sell all the surplus all the way around the world for whatever they want to sell it for.
Yeah.
There's loads of stuff that could be done that's totally out of the box thinking. And again, it's not my area of expertise by any means, but to me, if you start slashing energy bills and slashing taxes on fuel and taxes on energy, you're going to be in a position where there's a lot more money sloshing about the economy, and that means a lot more tax receipts as well. And a lot more people will come back to the country.
Yeah, Richard, you just took the words out of my mouth. Absolutely took the words out of my mouth. And instead of all these lefties moaning about how much money the millionaires and the billionaires have got that they forced out the country, maybe those people will come back and start paying those taxes again. We need those people. Why are the left so obsessed with people that have earned a good living for themselves? Why are they so obsessed with them?
It's obscene, and the reality is they don't support people that are prosperous because it's a politics of envy. There's two problems in our country with the left, and I was on this morning, and I was calling them you've got a class of women, they're middle-aged, liberal, lefty ladies, and they're absolute nutcases. They're dangerous. They're causing all sorts of problems. And if you look at these demos, that's what you've got. These middle-aged lefty ladies jump up and down, screaming. They've obviously, most of them have probably never had children. They've got no skin in the game, and they've got to fight some cause. So they'll wrap themselves in a jihadi flag and start shouting, free, free Palestine. Useful idiots, absolutely. And it's suicidal empathy. It's what Gadsad calls suicidal empathy. Yeah. They'd rather see the destruction of the country than anything else. Here we go. The North Sea is sitting on a massive reserves of oil. Better drill it and get it into rotation and be self-sufficient than to mess. Absolutely. I mean, this is what needs to happen, Paul. As Trump said, drill, baby, drill. And, but the problem is we have got a big battle at the next election, Paul, because you've got the Greens, you've got the Hezbollah, and you've got the Labour Party. And they will cobble together some sort of pacts without a shadow of doubt, and the Lib Dems and the SNP.
They will, yeah.
And we really need to be on our game. Yeah, we need to be together. We need to get together. We need to find a way, and the only way we can do it is by making advance so strong that reform either have to toe the line with us or completely fold up and go away. It's as simple as that, really. There's a couple more super chats that just come in here, Paul. Let's have a look. How's Danny doing, Paul? Have you spoke to him today? How is he?
Yeah, I spoke to him a few times today. He's not great.
Okay. Well, guys, pray for him. Pray for Danny. Because I know prayer works. So pray for Danny. And Danny, if you're watching, bless you, man. We love you. And you know where we are. We're all here for you. And it's as simple as that.
I've actually spoke to him briefly whilst we've been on at the very beginning of the show.
See, that's what Paul does. Yeah. That's why when he mutes himself, he's talking to his mates. Do you know what I mean? Saying, listen, I can't wait to get Richard off the channel. You know what I mean? No, Danny, listen, we're thinking about you, brother. You keep fighting the good fight. And right, we're going to go. We're going to shoot off here.
Before we do go, Richard, because we're nearly up to 2 hours. I mean, sorry, we might.
We've got 2 minutes to go for 2 hours.
Let's wait the 2 hours.
Let's get across the line.
In the comments, I want you to say whether you agree with me or whether you disagree with me. I'm going to say that Richard should not shave now until after the Christmas Day show.
Ho, ho, ho.
What do you think? Do you think that Richard should now remain unshaven? We're talking about your chin, Richard, by the way, not anywhere. We're not talking about the manscape, right? I mean, you can do what you like with that. We don't want to see the manscape area. But if you'd like to do the Christmas thing and grow the beard, I think that would be. What do you reckon? Yes or no? In the chat, quick. You got a minute and a half left to tell us yes or no. Why or yes or no? Why or
let me just have let's see if we can get to the bottom of this chat here. Yes, yay, Santa. Yay, go on, Richard. Don't shave until after Crimbo. I agree. The problem is, Paul, right? if I grow a big beard, right, and then go down someone's chimney, I'm going to end up on a flipping with a tag around my ankle. I'm not doing that again, Paul. It's not flipping happening, mate.
It looked like Japanese knotweed. You'd have to name
I'd be worried about getting stuck in a chimney. I'm not going, and there's too many people have these little these these solid fuel fires now. You know, these wood burning stoves. How am I going to get down a wood burning stove? Come on, it's just not practical, Paul.
I tell you what, Richard. Looking at the chat, mate, I think you definitely disappoint all our viewers. I mean, they're all saying yes. I mean, there's one or two no's in there, but. I mean, look, yes, go for it, Richard. It would suit you, Richard. Richard, you look very handsome with a Father Christmas beard. I mean...
Well, I'm very handsome anyway, with or without a beard. I mean, I can do a beard, I can not have a beard.
Look at the popular demand. I mean, God, blimey, how can you say no?
How long have we got to go? Yeah, but, I mean, you've got Claire Brooks voting there 6 times. You know, I mean, that's vote. Do you know what? That vote's rigged. It's a rigged vote. You've stolen the election, Paul. So we're gonna have a January the 6th. If that's the election result, we're gonna have a January the 6th. I'm marching to Paul's house on January the 6th. That's gonna happen.
Definitely, yes. It's only 6 weeks. Come on, Richard. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna throw another one into the mix, Rich. Right?
Why did I ever agree to do this live stream?
See what I'm gonna do. I will give. On Christmas Day, I'll donate £100 to the charity of your choice. If you don't shave between now and Christmas Day.
Well, I can give you the bank details for the charity of my choice. It's called the Richard Inman. It's a veterans charity. It's a veterans charity, and it's the Richard Inman Benevolent Fund for a veteran who's found himself on hard times after knocking about with dodgy geezers from London for too long. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's it. I'll tell you what, actually, Rich, I reckon you're one of those guys that can grow a big full one, right? So if you literally didn't shave between now and Christmas, I've seen a pair of eyes.
This could be your lucky day. Do you remember the old Holston Pills advert? You know, I like a man with glasses. This could be your lucky day. No, here I've seen the Santa Claus, and Tim Allen was doing well, right? Until he grew the big beard and his belly got really fat, and he's walking down the road and he looks at this girl and she just looks up and down and goes, "In your dreams, slay boy." And if anyone ever says to me, "In your dreams, slay boy," then that's it. I'm done. I'm done, Paul.
You're done.
So there we go. We did 2 hours and 2 minutes. That was a marathon session. Again, thanks everyone for the super chats. Thanks everybody that was. Stop the boats, I'm busted, I ate too much soup. See, that's the sort of stuff we do on a Friday night, Paul. We're eating soup. We're drinking soup or eating soup. We're having bacon butties together. We're building a community, and you want me to turn into Santa Claus? Come on.
Well, Richard, Rich, all I did was ask the question. I can't help
that was a loaded question, Paul. That was look at this. Look at this for a chat. Come on. Is that what you want me to turn into?
Yeah.
Is that what you want me to do?
There you go. Imagine you looking like out of a Santa out on Christmas Day. God, blimey, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Well, I need to get a red hoodie then, don't I? I need to get a red hoodie and a Santa hat and some jowls and some rosy little cheeks. You know.
Yeah. Right, go on. Off you go.
Let's go. Right, guys. See you
Have
all.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe.
Remember, 7 o'clock on Monday. 7 o'clock on Monday. Special guest. Coming live on my channel, 7 o'clock on Monday, Mr. Paul Thorpe, all the way from Benidorm to join the breakfast show.
You'll be lucky.
Let's do it, Paul. Let's do it.
See you later.
Right, guys, have a good weekend. See you soon.
Take care.